Hey everybody, it is Matt Swires, author of The Maverick Method, How to Win the Startup Game, and founder of the Trademark Company. And today we have a question for one of our readers concerning what do you look for in a good partner in a partnership. In short, what are the character traits that you look for in a good partner? I'm fortunate that I've not only been able to help, thousands of businesses to get their start over the years, but also I've been approached and have formed lots of partnerships, and some have worked, some have not. And so, I've generally come down to, and this is not an exhaustive list, but there's about three main characteristics that I always look for in a partnership. When someone approaches me and they say, hey, we have a great deal, you want to come on board, we want your expertise in this, arena or whatnot, and then we're going to do the following, et cetera, and then we're going to make a ton of money and everyone's going to be happy, right? Okay, cool. So what I generally look for, the three are integrity, and obviously complementary skills, and then of course finally just do it. Do they get their job done? Do they have a history or a track record of getting the things done that they promise you they're going to get done? So let's break these down just very quickly if we can. Number one, integrity, the most important factor. You do not want to go into business with anyone who lacks integrity. And what does that mean? Someone that basically may be having money issues or otherwise. You all start dropping your capital contributions into a partnership, and suddenly you look at the bank account one day expecting there to be, let's say, $100 in it, and there's like $5 in it. And so a person without integrity may dip into that and such for their own personal needs or otherwise. But many years ago, I had a situation where I was advising a startup ice cream company. Yeah, that's the thing, like a startup ice cream company. You don't often see startup ice cream companies, but they were an amazing ice cream company. Their founder was a friend. He was just doing great things by them. And basically they went out, they were on the Today Show. I think they got top new ice cream of the year versus all the mega brands and all that sort of stuff. They had their deal with Costco. They were just on a trajectory to really, really do well. And then off of one of those business trips, the gentleman that I most frequently interacted with flies back down to their, home offices. And when he gets to their home office, his other two business partners have literally locked him out of the office, have decided to vote them out with their 2 out of 3 shares. In other words, they had a 66% majority. And they said, hey, thanks for everything you've done for us, but we're out, we're good, we're going to take over the company, etc. So what ensued was about 3 or 4 years of litigation. And by the time that everything, all the dust settled, all the litigation was done, the gentleman that I generally spoke with and helped had won, but at the cost that they really just went bankrupt, because at that juncture, all the funds, the contracts were gone. I think Costco had canceled on them and all that sort of stuff. So when you have partners that lack integrity, they're going to do stuff like that to you. A partner that has integrity is going to have your back, and you guys are going to come together, and that's when you can actually really make a good product or service and go from there. The second one is complementary skills. If anyone knows the story of Apple, everyone thinks about Steve Jobs, but what about his number 2, Woz, okay? And such. And so Steve may have been sort of the idea guy and such, and great idea, let's build this great product, let's do this, this, and that. But Woz was the one that actually really would then go out and actually make what Steve wanted, okay? And such. So the complementary skills, if you just had 2 Steves in that company, you would have had 2 guys in the room always sitting there going, hey, I got a great idea for a product. And the other one would say, hey, that's great. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then nothing would get done, because then there wasn't basically the person to step in and actually get the things done. So when you form a partnership, whatever unique skills that you bring to it, form a partnership with others that have other skills to bring to the table. The idea guy, and then the guy that actually gets things done. If you're the big ideas guy or whatnot, and that's great if you can be, and such, but then you need the person that's going to be boots on the ground that's going to get it done. So the second thing would be is to go into business with basically people that have complementary skills. As a bonus tip on this second one, make sure one of the people you bring in has the skills of an accountant, because again, as a business, we'll always need, it's one thing to have the great idea guy, maybe the guy that can actually basically put it down in paper and then get the actual product done, but eventually somebody's got to have the numbers in their head, and that is one of the most critical things a business can have. Third and finally, get it done. Just do it. I can't tell you how many times I've been invited to come along into a partnership, a new business venture, whatever the case may be, and everyone wants to sit around for weeks, months, I was in one for up to a year to 18 months. And I think it was 18 months, excuse me. And 2 or 3 of the partners kept getting done what they were supposed to get done. But one of the main people that we had assembled all of us, a year and a half into it, still had just not gotten done the initial thing that he was supposed to get done, but it was mission critical to the overall venture itself. So what you want to look for in partners as well as, are these people who are actually going to get things done? Because if they don't get things done, they're really not worth anything to the actual partnership. Now, again, going back to number 2, complementary skills. Maybe they're getting things done is, hey, I'm the big idea guy, or whatever the case may be. And hey, that's great if they're the big idea guy and such. And then their thing is to come up with the big ideas. Okay, not everyone's going to be boots on the ground getting the product to market. But once again, you need to be able to go into a business with people that are going to get the things we say they need to get done actually done. So coming back full circle, what do I look for? Again, it's not an exhaustive list, but the top 3 things, these are sort of like the knockout things that I look for is, integrity. Do they have anything in their history that shows me that they're not going to be a good partner? Are they going to, down the road, try to basically weasel out of something or steal money from the company or push me out of the company if it actually starts being successful? Number 2, do they complement my skills? Am I being brought in as a complementary skill set to theirs, or are we just redundant? Because redundancy leads to a bunch of yes people just sitting around telling each other how great they are and nothing ever gets done. So are there complementary skills? And third, and most importantly, do they get things done? Okay, you just got to get things done. A business can't get off the ground unless everyone's functioning in their capacity and doing their job. Well, listen, thanks for the question. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, leave them down into the comments. And again, there's more of this in the book, The Maverick Method, How to Win the Startup Game. I suggest picking up a copy when you get a chance. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.